Yeah.
Hi, Sudesh.
Hi, sir. Hi. So, sir, the flow is I just tell you the flow. Amit sir will be going to start the session. There will be a one small video, and then there will be a poll that will be conducted by me. And once that is over, then Amit sir will be going to introduce you as a keynote with your topic, and then you will take 15-20 minutes, and then Amit sir again take over and introduce Hemant sir, and then the presentation, and at the last there will be a QA.
Okay, so should I? Okay, can I do a share screen? It is okay. I think I can do.
You
One
can
second.
just
Yes,
yeah.
you can. Hi.
You just
I'm
see
Shashank.
if it is. You are able to see that, right?
Yes.
Yes.
ठीक है. Okay. All right. I'm just stopping the share. Good.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Good. Hi, Amit.
Hi, Mr. Shekhar. How are you? All
Wonderful.
good,
How about you?
I'm fine. ऐसे हेमंत का कनेक्ट नहीं हो पा रहा है कुछ रीजन की वजह से.
सर उनको मैं वापस से भेजूं क्या लिंक?
उनको भेजो ना अभी इमीडिएटली. उनको कुछ एरर आ रहा है. एरर 5003.
अच्छा. उनको मिला है ना मेरा कि आपने जो लिंक भेजा वो गया है उनके पास.
देखो मैंने उनको लूप इन किया. उनको जरा फिर से भेजो लॉगिन लिंक वाला प्लीज.
heyman.mathur@tatatel.co.in. मैंने
अभी आपको देखो लूप इन किया उनके मेल पे. उन्हीं को भेज दो डायरेक्टली उसी मेल पे कर दो.
अच्छा.
मिला आपको?
हाँ सर भेज दिया मैंने. बट उनको अभी मेल गया होगा सर.
नहीं अरे उनको हो नहीं रहा लॉगिन करने को. उनका एरर आ रहा है. देखो ना. We'll wait for 5 minutes. Sudesh, okay?
Sure sir.
सुदेश आप आपका स्क्रीन लगा देना अभी फर्स्ट स्लाइड.
सर मैं वीडियो स्टार्ट करूंगा ना पहले.
पहले वीडियो लगाओगे तो फिर एक काम करता हूँ मैं. मेरा स्क्रीन तब तक फर्स्ट स्लाइड मैं बात करूंगा ना पहले.
राइट.
वीडियो तो बाद में आएगा ना.
नहीं मैं अपना लगा देता हूँ कोई नहीं.
हाँ वही लगा देना. फुल स्क्रीन करके लगा देना. नहीं सुदेश ये नहीं है. वो मैंने चेंज करके भेजा था. मेरा सेकंड में देखता हूँ. सुरेश,
Yes, sir.
मैं तुमको मेल भेजा है बना के, वो ऐड करना है, ये वाला गलत आया स्क्रीन पे।
ये आप ही की पीपीटी है सर।
नहीं देखो ना, मैंने फिर से भेजा है ना बना के।
वापस भेजा क्या?
एक चेंज किया था ना मैंने,
अच्छा 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 अच्छा।
टीम क्या भेजा है ना मैंने।
डन डन डन।
हाँ वो वाला। Yes. Thank you.
Sir, check with Hemant sir. Then we
Just
start.
give me a minute. Yeah, just give me a minute and I'll just check it. I'm going on mute. Hi, good afternoon, everybody. A warm welcome to all of you. We will start in next 5 minutes. We are waiting for a few more delegates to join us. Thanks a lot for your patience. Thank you. We go live. Hi, good evening, Hi, good afternoon, everybody. Warm welcome to all of you. Thanks a lot for joining today's Global Digital Conclave. Myself, I am Amit Gaurav, and I am the host for the afternoon. We welcome you all to Tata Daily Business Services Global Digital Conclave. Global Digital Conclave is a customer engagement and education initiative across cities where industry leaders from across business verticals convene to discuss how digital technologies are being used to deliver compelling products and services, connect faster with customers, and optimize costs. These forums are an engagement platform for our customers, wherein on a continual basis, TTBS tries to understand their challenges and provide them with relevant digital solutions. Revealing the current global situation of efficiently operating with limited capacity, our smart solutions will enable you to efficiently work from home to meet the ends of your customers and the organizational needs. Before we move on to the presentation from the keynote speaker and the Tata Tele Business Services team, I will quickly set the session rules. Rubik Digital Conclave is live and brought to you by Tata Tele Business Services. All the attendees will be on a listen-only mode. We have a dedicated Q&A session post our presentation, so please post your queries, your questions to the chat window, and we will address them. We have also organized the live polls through which there will be 4 questions displayed on your screen. You have to attempt those 4 questions with the multiple choice options and submit your poll opinions. With this, we start with the first video. Thanks a lot for the video. Can we have the speaker slide, please? Hi, today we have Mr. Shyam Shekhar. Hi, good afternoon, Mr. Shekhar.
Yes, very happy afternoon.
Hi. So Mr. Shyam Shekhar, he is an engineer, he's an MBA and into growth transformation, leader with over 2 decades of experience in strategy, business growth, branding, sales, marketing, and operations. He is the founder of Startup Experts and also the creator or founder of Voxit Media Tech, a trendy podcast application. So warm welcome to Mr. Shyam Shekhar. Over to you. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, thank you so much. I'm glad to be part of this interesting session. So let me share my screen so that we can jump into the topic and an interesting insight sharing session for the next 15-20 minutes. All right, so I think I'm unable to see you all. I'm sure that there are many people on the other side of the screen watching it live. And today, I think, and I would guess most of you, everyone, would be a small and medium enterprise or a startup company or company in the business, existing in the business for fairly a long time. I think today it's a question of the world has undergone a change, right? So shaping the world digitally is going to be the topic, and how you'd be able to leverage as a small business and how you can bring that growth element into that business, which probably would have got into a different trajectory, but then this session could possibly give you some insights on that. So welcome you for the session. Yes, thanks. I think that's a brief intro. More in the LinkedIn you can go through. All right. So last 2 years, all of us are aware. I think our generation or even the previous generation wouldn't have seen such an impact that actually shook our lives, right? But at the same time, I also wanted to bring in, this could be, and there could be a debate that would go on where it would be the origin of the virus and stuff like that. But I think everybody might know that this could be a script from one of the Asian language, right? Yeah, it's the Chinese, Japanese look similar, but yes, this is the Chinese script, right? I can't read Chinese, but then what is written there? How do you spell that? It's written as Wei Ji, right? Wei Ji is a Chinese name that actually means crisis that we are all into. We have faced it, and some are emerging out of that, some are yet to emerge out of that, right? But now I'm going to actually split this into 2 parts. There are 2 letters, right? The first letter by name Wei means danger, right? It means danger. And ladies and gentlemen, whenever we are presented with a crisis, there is also an opportunity that appears in front of us. How do we see crisis and then turn to an opportunity is how businesses can look at differently, and how businesses can reinvent themselves. Business can transform themselves to the next level from what you currently are, right? So this session is all about that. So what are our choices today? What are the possible options that we have in front of us today? Yes, you can keep cribbing and say, yes, I have a problem and this is the issue, that's the issue, and we can keep cribbing day in, day out. Or we can actually take action, what we can and what is in our control. We should worry about things that are only in our control and take steps effectively to see whether we are able to do justice for our business, our lives, right? So when you look at taking that choice of making the step forward, something you need to understand. Today, a kid, I had a video, a kid, just 1 year old, give a mobile phone, it will just flip it through the thumb. Many of us will use an index finger, right? The kid will use a thumb. The new generation actually uses thumb to just flip the screen and exactly control where it wants to see. It knows where the YouTube is. This child knows where the YouTube is. Just know exactly whichever way you close and open key, this child will open exactly the YouTube and watch the video, scroll it down and exactly pick the video that he wants to watch. I actually had a video, right? But I didn't want to consume 2 more minutes, by showing that over a live stream. But I just want to explain that today everybody is digitally aware, right from the children, right? At the same time, we also need to understand that the world has moved from what it was 10 years ago. The kind of development, the kind of impact that we have seen in the digital space, right, over the last 10 years, probably we don't have seen over the last 40 years, right? So that is a kind of an impact that we are seeing it. So the world has moved, haven't you? And are you ready to make a move? And if you are ready to make the move, you have to, because everything today is connected. You can't say that I will do it later or I would, wait and watch and stuff like that, because you are in a connected world. If you don't connect today, you will be disconnected, right? So the first step, I'm just going to give you 3 very simple steps which you can actually start implementing right after the session, right? One after the other. And if you're already doing it, fantastic. Some, if you're not, please go ahead. Now, the first thing is in the mind. Let's say you are playing a game of chess, right? If some of you are not familiar, which is okay, it's fantastic. There's a Indian boy who won the world champion, right? What goes on here? We think, we strategize, we plan what could be our next move. So we visualize and see, I make this move, what possible moves the opponent could make. And if that opponent makes move X, Y, Z, A, B, C, whatever, I will have an alternate plan. And if I do what possibly he or she could do, and I need to plan in advance. So this is exactly called visualizing and depicting. Strategizing in terms of how you need to take an action. At the same time, let me also give a very easy example. You want to build a house. So how do you build it? Do you just say, I have a land, call a mason or call an engineer, say, hey, just build the house? We never do that, right? We get into visualizing and checking what kind of a house we want to build it. You depict it. You then capture it in a blueprint or a 3D model video, then share it with them, and then go through and edit, and finally get it live, right? So the very first step is mindset. You got to have the right mindset before you get into action, right? Every activity, every big initiative happens twice. First in the mind, then in reality. Likewise, the very first step is for you to understand, as a small and medium business owner, as an entrepreneur, as a startup company, you need to understand that, yes, I'm ready to take the change and I'm able to visualize it. I'm able to take the first step forward. If your mind is not ready, you will not be able to take actions. If your mind is not ready, you will not find opportunities, you will not find options to explore, you will not be able to take action to undergo the change. The first thing is mindset. So I would guess you will be ready, conditioning your mind to say that, yes, I'm going to transform my business to the next level in the digital space, right? And please mind, I'm not here to talk about very high-end technologies. Okay, I'm not here to talk about Python programming. I'm not talking here Java. I'm not talking about artificial intelligence. I'm not talking about machine learning that you need to know and stuff like that. Very simple things, you as a business owner, what you need to focus on, right? Now, having conditioned the mind in the last few minutes, let's get into action. What are we supposed to be doing? We need to understand that technology is an enabler. Many of us actually get scared about technology. The moment the word technology comes, I have seen many small business owners. The moment you say tech, oh, no, that is for IT companies. That is for, a different kind of a set of companies. We are very small. It is not for us. There are so many reasons I keep hearing. I've listened to tens and thousands of people talking about that. But ladies and gentlemen, technology here is an enabler. This technology is what is going to help your business lift from the current stage. And I'll tell you how, and I'll tell you why. You will need to leverage technology effectively as a small and medium business owner, right? Which means, how will it impact and where will I deploy this technology for my business growth? I hope you're able to see. You might have gone to a coffee shop, right, over the last 5 years, 10 years. I'm not talking about a cafe coffee day or a Starbucks even. I'm talking about smaller coffee shops that are actually running all over today, right? There are the coffee shops that you might have actually gone in, which has that has a nice a way of depicting it, that has a nice ambience, that has a nice theme, and they may have multiple branches, and you would have seen some uniformity across the cafes, right? I'm just taking cafe for an example because many of us might have just gone in over there at some point in time or other over the last year or two or few years. That is an identity. It's a brand building exercise that is being done. So leverage the technology to build your identity, to build your brand. How do you do that? You have a free tool. You have a free channel. Everything is free. Gone are those days you will need to pay a heavy price and then get your ad in front of a TV or in front of a hoarding and stuff like that. But today, yes, people do that still. For that, you need to have deep pockets. But the most important aspect that I wanted to tell you today is you can do it absolutely free of cost through social media. It's a level playing field. Of course, you need to pay and then boost your post, or you need to run paid campaigns. But there are still a lot that can be done through an organic mode. Instead of doing nothing, you will still have some fair amount of visibility and fair amount of virality that could be created if you put in some good contents and you will to attract your audience. So it is about leveraging your brand, building your identity. If you don't build your identity, people wouldn't respect you, right? So you can do it absolutely at the the most cost-effective way in today's world, right? Customers. Every one of us need customers, whether it is Tesla, whether it is Tata's, right? Or whether it is TXY, whatever companies are, everybody needs customers. Ask an Amazon, they will say, yes, we need customers. Ask an Uber, they'll say, yes, I need customers. Who will not say no to customers? Everybody wants customers. I get a lot of calls. Mr. Sham, I want to build my business. I want to get more customers. How can you help me? Yes, everybody wants customers, no doubt about it. But how can you get customers? What should you do as your business? So if you are a small and medium business, again, you can go the digital way. Strategize what needs to be positioned, what product, what services need to be positioned. Get a clear messaging across. Use again the channel, whether it's a LinkedIn, whether it's a Twitter, whether it's a Facebook, whether it's an Instagram. Use the effective channels. And friends, let me tell you, there are multiple ways that you can win customers. All right. I'm sure everybody might have seen a funnel, right? The typical funnel looks like this, and then the pipe. Unless and until something is poured from the top, nothing is going to come to the bottom. But everybody is focusing only on the bottom. And without pushing anything at the top, is it fair to expect something coming out of the bottom? And of course, there are a lot of leaks that would come in from every part of the funnel. In a typical house funnel that you would use, it's all closed. Whatever you pour comes inside. But in the real world, it is not. You will have blocks all over the sides. So whatever comes, only a small fraction gets through the bottom. Irrespective of brands, irrespective of businesses. Now, if you have to build a proper funnel and arrest as much of leaks possible, then you will need to have a clear digital strategy in terms of how do you do it. When I say how do you do it, you can use your search. If people search and find you, fantastic. You will get business running 24/7, even on a Sunday. In the night when you're sleeping, your business runs. You will get inquiries. You will get orders. If you're an e-commerce When you wake up in the morning, you will see some orders waiting for you to be dispatched. So winning customers has a strategy in terms of how do you build leads. And if in case you need to build leads, you need to build the right pipeline, which means you need to build the top of the funnel, which means more branding. Everything is connected. You need to have more branding. You need to have more people know about you. You need to have more people trust you. And then slowly that percolates, and then the leads turn to conversions into customers. Nice. You have won customers. There are a lot of campaigns available. I'm not going deeper onto digital technology as to how to leverage into socials and Google AdWords and stuff like that. But yes, I'm happy to talk about it sometime later. Now, post winning the customers, how do you engage, maintain clients? I got a call a few days ago and saying, one gentleman saying, yes, I have this business of logistics. How do I actually, I don't know what's happening, but I'm getting X revenues every month. Let's assume it's 1 crore of business a year, much more than that. But then how do I don't have a visibility. I don't know what's happening. I don't know whether it's done right. I don't know, I'm losing money. End of the month only, I'm tabulating. My auditor, my finance person has to come and say, sir, this is the revenue that we have, and this could be the expenses. These are the bills to pay, right? Creditors, debtors, and all of that. So he says, how do I do that? I said, very simple. Have you used technology? He says, no. That is for an IT company. We are not an IT company. Then I told him, who's Swiggy? He said, an IT company. No, sir, Swiggy is a food delivery app company. Okay, good. How about Uber? He said, an IT company. No, it's a transportation company. Good. So there you go. You don't need to be an IT company to build in technology. You have readily available technologies that can be used to leverage it. It says you can have a GPS kind of a tracking to find out where your truck goes, how effectively the times are managed, and what kind of efficiency, productivity you're able to derive. Use the right CRM. SMAC, use SMAC, Social Mobile Analytics Cloud. That's a trendy name. A few years ago itself, it started SMAC. It's not like smacking, right? So social, mobile, analytics, and cloud. Today, everybody is social. Mobile, yes, you all have a mobile in hand. 10 years ago, none of us had a smartphone, isn't it? 10, 12 years ago. Analytics, you need to know what's happening. Pick up the data. You have all the data at your fingertips. Just interpret it, understand how to look at data, and then arrive at insights. And then cloud. Everything is today cloud-based. You don't need to own a server. You know, today, if you have to build, if you have a company of 5 people, 10 people, 50 people, you don't need to build a server internally and then say, I will maintain, I'll put a network administrator, I'll pay some compensation. I mean, those days are gone today. Today, message applications, everything is stored in a cloud, and they are technologically upgrading themselves. You don't need to keep upgrading on technology. Your business is something else. Focus on your core. Focus on what delights your customers. Focus on your products, your services that can be delivered better, creating value to your customers, and they leave the rest to the organization that can actually provide you with those support. That way you can engage and maintain clients better. Retaining is very, very important. Winning customers is tough. Retention is even more difficult. So it takes 7 times the cost of winning one customer than to lose and then start catching one more. Improve productivity, efficiency, as I already told you. Leverage technology. You can use a CRM. Understand, monitor, look at performance, look at efficiency. First, you look at productivity, then you look at efficiency as a small business. There are multiple tools and techniques to do, as simple as a Google Drive to so many other things that you could do. You can use a CRM. You can use SaaS solutions. There are a lot of software as a service, that would provide you those opportunities. I saw that in the opening slide in the video as well. Manage. Be on top of things, because if you don't know what's happening today, it's very difficult. As a business owner, you will always be behind. If you want to be ahead, you need to be on top of things, which means you should have a macro view, and for that you will need technology. Gone are those days. You will have to look at paper and then at any point in time say, sir, give me 2 days time, I will look at the data. Today, with the click of a button, if you know what to aggregate, what to look at, you can understand and take decisions quickly before it is too late. All of this technology can definitely help you provide it, right? And all I'm going to try to tell you is, if not now, when do you plan to do that? The time is now. Time is already late. Now, if you ask you a question, when do you need customers? Okay. When do you need customers? If we ask you a question, God appears and says, hey, tell me, when do you want customers? What would be our answer? Many would say today. Some overly optimistic will say yesterday, isn't it? If it is today, you should have adopted technology yesterday. If it is yesterday, you should have adopted it the day before. If you want it tomorrow, do it today. Right? How to do it? Implementation is the key. So many will say, I don't understand, I have nothing to do with tech. No worries. You can actually build a team. If you have the bandwidth, if you have the thought process, build a team, recruit people, build a team, do it yourself, right? The best thing to do. But it is very difficult for small and medium business. Option number 2, outsource. Nothing wrong in outsourcing. You can't do everything yourself. I have a tech background. I understand technology. I have done coding 20 years ago. But today, the technology is outsourced. There are people to deliver. And I say technology, the applications, those kind of stuffs. Digital. We have our own digital marketing team. There are a lot of companies who outsource digital marketing to us. Or you could do a partnership. You can say, I will take care of your business aspects on these, and you take care of these aspects for me. So it's kind of a partnership, collaborative partnership, which can also be feasible. I know there are companies who does web development separately, who does mobile development separately. They collaborate with each other and say, I will do this, you do this, we'll join together and make profits. I mean, there are multiple companies doing that. So you can have collaborations, right? One restaurant having partnership with a smoothie company, right? So it's all about building the right teams, or finding the right people who can do it for you, which is outsourcing or collaborative work. And ladies and gentlemen, you can do a combination of 2 or 3 of this. It's not that either or. You can do a combination of all of these together as well in different proportions that suits your business. The business decisions that you will need to take, for which you need to consider the larger elements, and it's a strategy that you will need to take in terms of what path to take, how much to take. All right. Summing up, as I said, get your mindset ready and say that I'm going to make the change today. Technology, please understand, it is only an enabler. It is very easy, very simple. And then that is the only way to build and grow, scale your business, right? It is not about, it is okay, I don't build to scale. There is no choice. If you don't go the digital way, you may not exist. It's a matter of time. The writing is on the wall. So please try to take the change, make progress. It doesn't need to be drastic at an overnight decision, but you got to keep making progress. Otherwise, you'll be left out. And finally, just do it. I'm not talking about any slogan of an organization or a brand. I'm just saying, just do it or get it done. You as a business owner, you as an entrepreneur, you as the head of business, you will need to get things done. So that's the key that I wanted to leave the thoughts with all of you. And I'm sure we would like to see SMEs being the backbone of the industry, of the country. And you do well. It's good for tens and thousands and millions of families. If you do well, it's good for the country and the economy, and good for you as well. So thank you. Just to let you know what we do, as the introduction happened, I run a consulting firm called Startup Experts. I also run a startup called Voxit Media Tech. It's a podcast app startup. Yeah, we do business growth consulting. I also do mentoring. We do digital marketing. I've been an advisory to board of companies for SMEs and startups. So over to questions. I think I'm not sure whether we are going to have Q&A now. I think towards the end, I leave it to the host to decide and plan. I would leave the note in terms of, if in case you want to reach out, feel free to contact, email, WhatsApp, get the email ID right. Otherwise, I may not get it. But yes, connect with me today, tomorrow, later, any point in time, any doubts are there. Thank you so much. Wonderful. Nice connecting with you remotely. Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you, hosts from the Tata Tele, for enabling me to share my thoughts and an opportunity to share the digital transformation aspect. Thank you so
Thanks a
much.
lot, Mr. Sham. Thanks a lot. It was indeed an insightful presentation and thoughts by going digitization. I hope it was very much fruitful for our audiences today. We will have a Q&A session post Mr. Hemant's presentation. So now we move on with the second leg of the session today. So can we have the live polls? After this, we'll have second presentation from Mr. Hemant Mathur. We're going live with polls now. Hi, Hemant. Good afternoon. Hi, Hemant.
Yes, the polls are live. The first poll is live now. On the audience can find the poll in the right side of the screen in the icon poll button. You can click it and the polls are visible over there. So the first poll is, what are the top 3 trends that are currently impacting your industry? Digital transformation, COVID disruption, availability of finance, business continuity, or business growth / expansion. Request you all to please participate. You have 20 seconds to submit your poll option. Thank you very much. Moving on to our next poll, which is live on your screen now. It's, what are the top 3 area of investment for your company? Hiring to meet demands, upgrading technology, upgrading infrastructure, operations, marketing, and sales. Request you all to please participate. It will help us to know you and your company better. And the last poll for this session is live on your screen now. Which of the following Tata Teleservice offering are you aware of? Collaboration solution, IoT solution, connectivity solution, cloud and SaaS, or security solution? You have 25 seconds to submit your opinion on the particular poll. You can select, it is a multiple choice question. Request you all to please participate. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Thank you everyone for participating and submitting your polls options. Over to you, Amit.
Can we have this slide, please? Today we have Mr. Hemant Mathur. Mr. Hemant Mathur is a very seasoned and an experienced telecom stalwart. So Hemant Mathur is a Deputy General Manager for the ICS products with Tata Tele Business Services in the Enterprise Division. He is a technology enthusiast, lifestyle blogger, and multifaceted experience covering varied aspects of product management and National Health Office of Leading Telecom Operators. Welcome, Hemant. Over to you. I'll just move my slides. Hemant, your voice is not audible. You're on mute, please.
I'm on mute. My bad.
Yeah.
Okay, so is it better now?
It's all right, Hemant. Over to you. You can share your slides. Thank you, Hemant.
Thank you, Amit. Thank you, Mr. Sham, for the wonderful session, and a very warm welcome to all of you again in this session. So in this session, we'll talk a bit about technology, especially cloud-based technology for the SMBs. Let me share my screen, and I hope it's visible now.
Yes, visible. We can go with full screen. Thank you.
So when we are talking about technology, when we're talking about the digital transformation. So if we go back about 150 years, then Charles Darwin probably predicted that and said that people who are agile, people who can improvise will survive. And same holds true for the technology. When we are talking about communicating.
Hemant, sorry, I'm bothering you. Can you go for full screen, please? Full screen.
I did full screen. Is it not?
No. Run the slide mode, please.
Is it now full screen?
Not yet.
Strange. It is full screen for me. Just a second. Let me try sharing it again.
Sure.
Better? Is it full
right
screen
now? Yes, it's all right. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Sorry for the glitch. I think I'm using the old operating system because there was some login issue with my official laptop. So when we're talking about connecting with customers, so businesses would want to interact with customers. So there are two aspects to it. One is the communication or the telecom aspect, and second is the application aspect. For example, in this call, we are using connectivity. Most of us are using home broadband to connect, and we are using an application which is Zoom. Likewise, in most business situations, there is a connectivity and there is an application that is over and above that connectivity. So when we are talking about SMBs, and especially when the pandemic broke, the challenge was how to stay connected with the customers. And whilst there was an issue on the connectivity part, but the bigger issue was on the application part, because now we have 4G, now we have LTE, now we have mobile broadband and fixed line broadband that is available, but the applications were not so widely used. That was one. Secondly, in terms of most of the business information that was sitting on premise. So there was a tally that was inside the office. There was certain applications where one need to log in. Servers were placed in our office server room, and SMBs were struggling to adjust with a new normal, wherein how they can collaborate when each of them are sitting from their own location. So when we are talking about technology and investments in technology, much has been said, but these are the 5 simple guiding principles that one can deploy while selecting any technology. So first and foremost is rent it, don't own it. So technology is not a piece of real estate that will appreciate. So it's always good. Mostly it's good to you go for a model wherein you are renting that part and not owning it full licenses. Select fit for purpose rather than a scaled down version. So what has happened is most of the technology previously were designed for large enterprises in mind, and then it was squeezed to fit for a SMB space. So that was like you're squeezing an elephant to be a agile say deer or a rabbit, because SMBs use cases are different. They are very agile. They can come to office one Monday morning and decide that for us the weekly off would be on Monday and not on Sunday because of, say, traffic situation in Gurgaon. So then they need to have a payroll system that can recalibrate their leaves, that can, they need to have all the processes wherein they can make these decisions quickly. Then bill as you grow and pay as you use. So unused capacity is expensive. So always keep a vigil on how many licenses you're using, what is your staff count, what is your bandwidth consumption, and that way you will ensure that there is no wastage as such when we're talking about technology. Also try and look for integrated solutions. Otherwise, the onus would be on you to ensure that the APIs are talking to each other and every piece of new technology that you buy is talking backwards to all the existing parts that you already have. So try and look for an integrated solution. I know it's not easy when you are growing organically, but whenever you are making a new purchase, be mindful of the fact that whether this is able to talk to your legacy systems. And finally, ensure that there is support. IT support is expensive. Good IT engineers are difficult to find, and hence ensure that whatever product you buy has some level of support that is built in. So when we talk about Tata Teleservices, we as an organization are focused on SMBs. Our prime objective is to deliver business solutions for SMBs in India. We have more than 60,000 connected buildings. We have about 2,000 channel partners who have about 4,000 fleet on street. We have the largest sales and distribution ecosystem when it comes to SMBs, about 450 on-roll sales team members. So this means that we are present to discuss face-to-face with SMBs, to be a technology evangelist, understand their business challenges, and present the right set of solutions to these SMBs. This brings us to the portfolio that we have. The product portfolio that we have would span into connectivity, like we discussed at the start of the presentation, that both connectivity and application, both are important to have a meaningful customer interaction. So on the connectivity side, we have internet lease line, we have MPLS. On the voice side, we have SIP trunk, we have PRI, and we have host of other connectivity solutions. During the pandemic, we launched our cybersecurity practice. And on the security side, we have endpoint security, we have email security, multi-factor authentication, virtual firewall, and the DNS security. So we found that there were a lot of security breaches, and that's when we decided to launch this product portfolio that has taken up good shape in last 2 years. On collaboration, we have certain cloud-based solutions like a document management system, audio conferencing, web conferencing, Zoom. We have recently launched Microsoft. So all these products are available for SMBs. On cloud and SaaS, we have SmartFlow, we have hosted IVR. Like there are many business owners who have their agents working out of their homes or other hometown, and they want these agents to be productive. They want the customers to connect with them while not revealing the telephone number that these agents are using. So we have Cloud Phone, we have SmartFlow. These are products that would that help businesses to stay connected on the voice part, because voice is still a very powerful medium of staying connected with your customers. Then on marketing solutions, we have toll free. We are incumbent in most of the product categories that we operate in. That is, we are number one, number two when it comes to the SMB space in India. We have digital survey, we have call register service, we have missed call alert. So those are the products and solutions that we have for this. And then we have IoT solutions. So we have a long-standing IoT practice, and we have fleet management, we have vehicle tracking, we have asset tracking. So those are the IoT solutions that we are having. So in short, the product portfolio comprised of more than 35 products, and customers can pick and choose whatever is the best fit solution for them. We have a team of solution architects that is available along with the sales team members who can discuss the use cases and accordingly suggest the right fit solution for the customers. Some of the products, if we talk about, so Smart Office is one product that we launched because we realized that when we talk about enterprise segment or businesses, there was a PRI or SIP trunk. The voice was separate and the internet lease line or internet connectivity was separate. Interestingly, the convergence between voice and data happened on the home broadband when we started to get the broadband plus telephone line on the same media. It happened on the mobile. Mobile also started with a voice device. Then there was GPRS, 2G, 2.5G, 3G, 4G, 5G. So now mobile is a converged device for voice and data. Same for home broadband. But for businesses, interestingly, it was always a separate voice line and a separate data line. So Smart Office was a solution that we launched 4 years back, and it got the innovation award for that year. And this single box solution is offering internet lease line and SIP trunk at one go. When we're talking about security solutions, so one thing common in all these brands or logos that you see is all of them have faced a cybersecurity breach in last couple of months. And all this is public information. This just highlights the point, the weak cybersecurity posture that we are having currently. And India is the most cyber attacked country after US. So we are really number 2, and we are really high up in the cyber security threat landscape. And a lot of SMBs, we are finding that people are hacking into the systems. And for businesses, it's not just about the financial fraud. If there is a small manufacturing unit in Surat and somebody gets to know their cost price, or they may know the total quantity of production for a certain unit in Bhiwadi, then that's a valuable information for anybody that's sitting outside of India. So if the right cybersecurity products are in place, then there is enough deterrent that one is able to create to protect their intellectual property. Also, when we are working from home, so our laptops are no longer behind a secure office firewall that it used to be before the pandemic broke. This means that we are connected to unsecure shared home Wi-Fi. And because the work hours have increased, this means that most of the time the laptop is connected, hence making us more vulnerable. Then there are use cases of accidental device misuse because the boundaries between the personal and the official device is blurring. This means that one need to invest in a good endpoint security to mitigate the cybersecurity risks. So when we are when we talk about the cybersecurity, the product portfolio we have is endpoint security, email security, multi-factor authentication, DNS security, and virtual firewall. In terms of challenges, the main issue is that most of the SMBs have low awareness on the emerging cybersecurity threats. That's one. Second, IT professionals are, we talked about support in guiding principles for SMBs purchasing technology. So there we talked about IT support, but when we talk about the cybersecurity related IT professionals, though, that is even a niche kind of, and there are very few people who understand this space well. Then there is an ongoing debate for businesses as to what is the cost benefit analysis for investing into the right cybersecurity posture. And this is kind of fueled by that most of the businesses don't have a multi-layered cybersecurity posture. And when we say multi-layered, this means that if you take an example of an airport security, so there are 3-4 layers of security. When you are at the entry gate, there is a frisking and checking by the CISF. Then at the airline counter, there is a check on the documents. Then there is a security check. And the fourth time, when you just enter, just before entering the aircraft, there is another round of checking and frisking. So that this is a multi-layered cybersecurity posture. At our homes also, if we see that if you are living in an apartment, so there is a security at the main gate, then there is a security at the tower, then you have the main gate of your flat, and then there is a bedroom, then there is a almirah inside that bedroom, and you keep all your valuables inside that almirah. So there is a multi-layered security. But when we talk about cybersecurity in businesses, they would assume that if you have firewall, everything is taken care of, which is obviously not the right interpretation. Most of the cyber attacks that we are seeing right now are through email, and email has become the #1 threat vector, and for ransomwares to take place, and so on and so forth. So the cost benefit challenge is also about how many cybersecurity products to invest in, and what is the value of the intellectual property that you're carrying. It's not just about the financial risk or a credit card fraud, especially for the SMB perspective. So that's a small analogy. So all our cybersecurity products are cloud-based. There is no installation, there's no physical presence that is required. And there is a software application that may be downloaded in some of the products, like endpoint security. For email security, there is no software that needs to be downloaded at the user level. It's at the gateway level. Then all these products come with an administrative portal, a reporting portal, wherein you can see the usage pattern, you can create rules, business policies. So this is completely cloud-based cybersecurity, because most of our customers' workload is also moving to cloud. Now businesses are using Microsoft 365 and various other softwares to conduct their day-to-day business. SmartFlow is the voice-based solution wherein businesses can connect to a cloud phone, and agents can call up that through their mobile, and then they can make those calls to the customers. Customers would see a regular landline number, like we see when we get those Ola or Uber calls. So they will see a regular landline number. They would know that it's a business call, and the identity of the agent is masked, and likewise identity of the customer is masked. So businesses have a complete control on how they stay in touch with the customers. So when we divide SmartFlow product portfolio, then we have inbound calls. Depending on the use case, sometimes there's a call center, a service desk center where you are receiving calls, and sometimes there is a outgoing call that is required. So both the solutions are available. Then click to call is an option that can embed on your website, and then there are missed call solutions wherein customers don't need to kind of they can just simply give a missed call, and you can keep a track, and you can call back at their convenient time. Zoom is the newest collaboration that we have launched, and this is through a direct partnership with Zoom India. And here we are seeing good traction because Zoom's strength is video conferencing, and we're finding it very SMBs are quite interested to start using video calls in their day-to-day business communication. So that's the Zoom. We have various other products from Zoom, which is Zoom Meeting, Zoom Broadcast. So those products are also available for businesses. The advantage of picking these IoT cloud and SaaS-based solutions with Taratelli is there is a support that is available. So all these products have integrated support, and when you are picking connectivity and applications both from us, then this means that we are able to stitch together. We are able to give you a uniform experience. There is a single bill. There is a single support desk. So basically, it's kind of simplifying the entire communication puzzle for you. IoT, as I shared, IoT, we have vehicle tracking, we have fleet tracking. Workforce tracking is an app that can be downloaded on staff's mobile phone, and we have, in terms of the fleet tracking and school bus tracking, there is a device that is attached to every vehicle that is there in customer's fleet, and there is a SIM card that goes inside, and there are map APIs, and everything is kind of populated on a web-based console where customer can create policies. So these are some of the products that I kind of glanced through for the benefit of time, but our product portfolio is quite huge. The information is available on our website, and as I shared, there are 7 categories of broad 7 categories of product that are available, and if you have any requirement or any use cases around that, we are available and we'll be happy to help you on that. So that's all that I wanted to cover in the session today. Over to you, Amit. So if there are any questions, we can take them now, and otherwise, we have comprehensive information that is available on website, and we take a lot of pride that we because of our strong sales and distribution network, we are able to connect with customers, with SMBs, and generally we have observed that we are the first port of call, and the SMBs, they call us to kind of share their technology challenge, and we act as the technology evangelist. And even if the product portfolio is kind of not fitting in from us, we are able to kind of help businesses point in the right direction.
Thanks a lot, Hemant, for an insightful presentation. We don't have any questions as of now. We will wait for 2 more minutes. We'll take that break for the questions. Audiences, please post your queries, your questions to the chat window or the question window. We are open for Q&A. We have 2 eminent speakers. You can share your queries and we will certainly address them.
So we have one question where the
Yeah,
guy,
please take it up. Thank you.
to understand more on cloud-based IVR and how he can connect and get to know about this particular product.
So cloud-based IVR, IVR or interactive voice response is an application, is a combination of an application and the connectivity. So what we have done is we have terminated all the telephone lines at a particular server in a data center. We have created those multi-tenancy. What we offer you is a dedicated number which is a dedicated landline number that you can publicize. You can also publicize a toll-free number. You can map that landline to a toll-free, and then your customers can call. You can create that IVR menu, like say language selection, one for Hindi, two for English, so on and so forth, then one for service, two for sales, etc., etc. And then you can map each of that branch in the IVR tree to a particular agent, and then the agent can take calls, and whatever is the activity during the day is completely tracked. You can see on dashboard how many calls were made to my IVR today. Each call lasted how many minutes. You can distribute call among the agents on a round robin fashion, or say if one agent is busy, it can be given to the second agent, so on and so forth. So all those rules are possible. Plus, we record all these calls, so unlimited calls. Every call is recorded, and you can play that recording by logging on to the cloud-based console panel. So this is the IVR solution, but there are many flavors to it. This is incoming, then there is outgoing, then there is click to call. So you can get in touch, you can drop in your inquiry, and our solution expert will get in touch and understand your requirement and recommend the right product for you.
Thank you very much, sir. The one more question for Shyam, sir. So a guy is asking, how do we know that the digital transformation is working for our organization? How we will get to know? Like, is there any thing that? But that's the only question he has asked. He has a small firm which is into logistic.
Yeah. All right. So if you don't know what to measure, then it is difficult to figure out whether you're making a progress. So you need to know, you need to have a goal. Why do you want to digitalize, and what do you want to digitalize? And you need to understand what happened before, and by digitalizing what happened. Say, for example, if you're in a logistics, say for if you are looking at the optimum travel path that the driver takes to reach from point X to point Y, then if you have a manual way of calculating, you'll be able to track. And by automating that solution, you can pick the metrics and see what kind of a flow on a daily basis. You can plot a graph. Day 1, he has taken 4 hours. Day 2, he has taken 7.5 hours. Day 3, 3.25 hours, whatever it is. You can plot and figure out what's happening. Is there a pattern that is evolving? So you can take decisions. Maybe on these days, he is taking some off somewhere, and then, or maybe because of a traffic, or whatever, you can get insights. So that is the way you improve an operational efficiency. You improve, effectivity, efficiency, and performance. I'm just giving you one example. Likewise, you can track sales. If you have orders that are in the pipeline, use a CRM and you can track it. You can do marketing and see how that is working. How many more people have actually come into your inquiry into your funnel in terms of how do you, what kind of budgets you have spent to bring how many people. So everything is measurable. But just that you should know what you are wanting to measure, what are your priorities, and what kind of channels to use, and what kind of solutions to use. So that's a 3-step process which you'll be able to measure against your progress. I hope that answered.
Thank you. Thank you, Shyam sir. So we don't have any question further. So going forward, we are having a couple of feedback which will be going to appear on your screen once the webinar is ended. There are 4 feedback, which is on overall experience and how the speaker insight were. So request you all to please submit your feedback once the webinar is over. Thank you, Hemant sir. Thank you, Shyam sir. It was really wonderful and very well insight. Thanks everyone for participating and being on time and being an active audience. Please take care of yourself and your loved ones, and please follow our COVID protocols. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Hemant sir. Once again, thank you, Shyam sir.
Thank you.
Thank you. Namaste. Thank you all. To see you online. See you. Bye. Take care. Stay safe.
We are ending the conclave here.